There's a little voice in your head, the one that panics when you do something weird in public and instantly assumes you're breaking the law. You've lived your life avoiding that imaginary cop. But here's the truth. Many things we think are illegal are actually not. Let's explore 99 things you probably thought would get you arrested, but won't. 1. Flipping off a police officer seems like a straight path to handcuffs. Surprisingly, it's protected under the First Amendment. It's not wise, but it's legal. 2. Driving with your interior dome light on at night feels forbidden, especially if your parents warned you it was illegal. But in truth, it's perfectly legal. The worst it might do is affect visibility while driving. 3. Owning a military-grade flamethrower sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, but in most states, it's legal. It's not classified as a firearm, just a very dramatic gardening tool. 4. Not tipping your server is rude, but not illegal. There's no law forcing you to leave a tip, but be ready for some serious judgment. 5. Walking barefoot into a grocery store may get you strange looks or kicked out, but it's not a criminal act. It's simply against store policy, not the law. 6. Riding in the back of a pickup truck might seem unsafe, but in many states, it's perfectly legal. Safety recommendations don't always translate to law. 7. Counting cards in a casino is legal. Casinos don't like it and might kick you out, but they can't put you in jail for it. 8. Marrying an inanimate object is weird but not illegal. Some people even hold ceremonies for it, though it holds no legal weight. 9. Building a spite fence to annoy your neighbor is allowed in many areas. You can block their view with a tall, ugly wall out of pure pettiness. 10. Quitting your job without giving notice might burn bridges, but it's not against the law unless you signed a contract. 11. Living in your car is legal if you follow parking laws. It's a lifestyle choice, not a crime. 12. Carrying a sword in public might turn heads, but in states like Texas, it's legal. Just make sure it's properly secured. 13. Owning an alligator is legal in some states with a proper permit. It's not a pet for the faint-hearted, but it's allowed. 14. Marrying your first cousin is legal in many U.S. states. It's not common, but it's not forbidden by law either. 15. In some U.S. states, it's completely legal to own and operate your own backyard roller coaster, as long as it meets local zoning and safety regulations. There's no federal law stopping you from turning your yard into a mini amusement park. You might terrify your neighbors and your insurance agent, but legally, you're just an adrenaline junkie with a hammer. 16. In some states, it's legal to be buried on your own private property, even in your backyard. With the proper permits and following local health guidelines, you can skip the cemetery entirely and turn your garden into a personal resting place. It sounds like something out of a horror story, but legally, you're just cutting out the middleman in your funeral planning. 17. Paying for something in pennies may annoy everyone involved, but it's perfectly legal. Coins are legal tender. 18. Recording a conversation you're part of is allowed in many states that only require one-party consent, and that one person can be you. 19. Refusing to show a receipt when leaving a store is legal, unless there's suspicion of theft. You can just walk away. 20. Playing loud music from your car isn't usually a crime unless you're violating a local noise ordinance. 21. Yelling fire in a theater isn't always illegal. It's only a crime if it causes panic or harm. 22. Homeschooling your kids is legal in all 50 states despite some people's judgment. 23. Flashing your headlights to warn others about a speed trap is often considered protected speech. 24. Letting your lawn overgrow might annoy your HOA, but it's not always against the law. 25. Driving slowly in the left lane isn't illegal in most places, though it might get you honked at. 26. Making and selling your own perfume is legal. You don't need to be a big company to launch your scent. 27. Not having a bank account is legal. You can live a cash-only life if you want. 28. Keeping chickens in your backyard is allowed in many cities. Just check local ordinances. 29. Being drunk in public is not illegal unless you become disruptive. 30. Selling your hair is legal and can actually earn you some decent money. 31. Getting extreme plastic surgery is allowed, even if it makes you look like a cartoon character. 32. Walking across a vacant lot with a no trespassing sign may not count as criminal trespassing unless you're directly warned. 33. Taking extra condiment packets from a fast food restaurant isn't theft. You're just stocking up. 34. Growing marijuana is legal in many states as long as it's for personal use. 35. Taking photos of people in public is usually legal. There's no expectation of privacy in public spaces. 36. Driving a hearse for everyday use may look odd, but it's completely legal. 37. Setting off a lot of fireworks on the 4th of July is often allowed. Just follow local guidelines. 38. Swearing in public is generally legal unless it involves threats. 39. Refusing to answer police questions is legal. You have the right to remain silent. 40. A dog barking too much is annoying, but it's only illegal after hours of disturbance. 41. Driving a demilitarized tank on the road is allowed if it's street legal. 42. Returning worn clothes depends on store policy, but it's not usually illegal. 43. Digging a huge hole in your yard might look suspicious, but it's legal if it's your property. 44. Keeping a raccoon as a pet is legal in some states with a permit. 45. Telling fortunes is legal if it's labeled as entertainment. 46. Having a lawn full of garden gnomes and plastic flamingos is a matter of taste, not law. 47. Legally changing your name to something strange is allowed as long as it's not for fraud. 48. Changing clothes in your parked car is legal if you're not exposing yourself. 49. Eating a meal that was sent to your table by mistake might be morally questionable, but it's not a crime. 50. Running a business with a ridiculous name is legal if it's not misleading or trademarked. 51. Metal detecting in a public park is usually allowed as long as it's not a historical site. You're not stealing treasure, you're exploring history. 52. Running a lemonade stand without a permit sounds like rebellion, but it's often tolerated. It's considered a harmless childhood tradition. 53. Taking the whole bowl of mints at a restaurant might make you unpopular, but it's not illegal. Those mints are free for all. 54. Mixing up your recycling is frowned upon, but it won't get you arrested. You'll just get silent judgment from eco-conscious neighbors. 55. Singing terribly in public might annoy others, but there's no law against being off-key. You have the freedom to sing loudly and badly. 56. Paying a ticket with a pig drawing on the check sounds like a stunt, but it's been done. The court still accepted the payment. 57. Driving a horse and buggy on modern roads looks outdated, but it's legal in many states. It's just another form of transportation. 58. Using your neighbor's unsecured Wi-Fi for basic browsing isn't usually enforced. Just don't stream movies unless you want them to notice. 59. Leaving your shopping cart in the parking lot isn't illegal. It's just widely seen as inconsiderate. 60. Refusing to tell a police officer your name isn't always a crime unless you're being detained. You're allowed to remain silent. 61. Building a private shooting range on your property is legal in many rural areas. Just follow safety rules and check local laws. 62. Practicing amateur taxidermy might sound creepy, but it's legal if you're not working on protected species. It's an unusual hobby, not a crime. 63. Claiming abandoned land through adverse possession is legal after many years of use. It's basically earning land through persistence. 64. Naming your child something bizarre is allowed in most places. Unless it's offensive, the government usually won't interfere. 65. Flying a drone over someone's home is legal if you follow FAA rules. The sky doesn't belong to homeowners. 66. Paying taxes entirely in $1 bills is legal but inconvenient. The IRS must accept it even if they don't like it. 67. Starting your own micronation at home won't get you arrested. Just don't forget to pay taxes to the actual government. 68. Letting your house fall into disrepair isn't illegal unless it's dangerous. It's your right to live in a spooky home. 69. Owning a real polygraph machine is legal. You can't use it in court, but you can use it for fun at home. 70. Setting up a huge ham radio antenna looks suspicious, but it's legal with proper permits. It's a hobby, not espionage. 71. Burying a pet in your yard is legal in many areas. It's a personal choice, not a public hazard. 72. Keeping bees on your rooftop is legal in many cities. Just make sure your neighbors are okay with it. 73. Driving with a pig as your passenger is strange but legal. As long as the pig is secured, it's allowed. 74. Having a loud car exhaust is annoying but legal within decibel limits. It's more about noise than crime. 75. Keeping cash you find on the street is often allowed if you can't identify the owner. It's a lucky find, not theft. 76. Using a radar detector is legal in many states for private vehicles. Commercial drivers, though, may not be so lucky. 77. Owning lockpicking tools is fine unless you're using them illegally. It's a hobby for some, not proof of criminal intent. 78. Owning a real human skeleton is legal if it's sourced properly. It's more about curiosity than crime. 79. Cloud seeding to make it rain is legal with a permit. You can literally change the weather. 80. Running a bad art museum in your garage isn't against the law. Beauty is subjective after all. 81. Driving an ice cream truck as your daily car is legal. Just expect weird looks from other drivers. 82. Power washing your sidewalk is actually your responsibility in many cities. You're helping, not harming. 83. Building a full-size treehouse for adults is legal if it meets building codes. It's nostalgia with a construction permit. 84. Staring at someone in public is creepy but usually legal. Unless it turns into harassment, it's just rude. 85. Ignoring a beware of dogs sign isn't a crime. It's more of a warning than a law. 86. Owning lots of cats isn't illegal unless you're neglecting them. You're just a cat lover, not a lawbreaker. 87. Displaying political signs for multiple candidates isn't illegal. It's confusing, but it's your right. 88. Playing the bagpipes in public can be loud, but it's legal if you follow noise laws. It's a cultural expression, not a crime. 89. Having no last name is rare but legal. Some people go by one name only. 90. Speaking in a fake accent constantly is weird, but not against the law. You're just deep into character. 91. Bartering for services, like paying with a chicken, is legal. Just report the value for tax purposes. 92. Starting your own religion is legal in the US. Even the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster got recognition. 93. Wearing a suit of armor in public is allowed. It's dramatic but legal. 94. Flying your own personal flag is fine as long as it's not offensive. You're expressing yourself. 95. Using random photos and memes is usually legal under fair use. Just don't use them for profit without permission. 96. Pretending to be a vampire is strange but not criminal. It's a lifestyle choice. 97. Sitting in a restaurant without ordering anything isn't illegal unless they ask you to leave. It's more about manners than law. 98. Complaining endlessly at a city council meeting is allowed. It's your democratic right. 99. Keeping extra change a cashier gives you is not illegal. It's a moral dilemma, not a criminal one. So there you have it. These 99 facts show that the line between weird and illegal is thinner than you think. The world of laws is stranger, funnier, and more lenient than we often believe.